Are you struggling to cut weight? Do you want an athletic body and a good physique? And do you want to feel at your fittest? In a world where you can tap your phone a few times and have thousands of calories worth of food delivered straight to your doorstep, weight loss is getting harder and more confusing. And then the confusion of knowing what type of training is going to be best for you and how to help it aid your weight loss journey is a cherry on top to making things even harder. I'm Cody, amateur boxer and boxing coach with 6+ years of experience, and I help people lose fat. I've helped clients even lose 10 kg in 10 weeks, and I've helped myself make weight for fights and cut weight efficiently. I even helped my younger brother get to the national championship finals in England. And you can probably imagine there was a lot of prep work to get him to that position. And today I'm going to break down how you can make weight loss easier than you probably ever imagined. Now, as you may know, boxers have to take care of their nutrition when preparing for fights. So I've had my fair share of weight cuts to get my weight down and get ready for boxing matches. I've had times where I've done dieting methods which didn't last long and I really struggled with, and I've had to starve myself to make weight. And I've learned a lot about what you probably shouldn't do. Equally, I've learned a lot about what you probably should do to make your weight loss journey 10 times easier than you ever thought it could be. And now I coach people every single day to help them learn boxing and get in better shape. So go and grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and steal my knowledge. Actually, maybe not popcorn. An apple is probably a better choice for this type of video. Now, one thing I want to assure you of is that in this video, I'm not going to give you one set method that you have to do to lose weight. I'm not going to tell you to do keto diet or intermittent fasting or Slimming World, nothing like that. Because guess what? You don't have to do anything like that to lose weight, get in shape, and actually maintain it long term. I'm going to teach you some simple fundamentals that you can start applying today to start losing weight. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There is no magic diet. But later on in this video, I'm going to reveal the secret formula to guarantee that you lose fat. So stay until the end so I can share it with you. Now, for my first tip, I want to talk about the training aspect. And without being biased here, I do think boxing is one of the best ways to get in shape. You get a full body workout from pad work, bag work, running, sparring if you do that, the body weight circuits, all of it together. You're working all of the muscles in your body and getting your heart rate super high, meaning you're going to burn a ton of calories when you're doing boxing training. So not only does it get you in shape, it gets you way fitter so you feel great and have more energy, but it's also enjoyable as well. Boxing training is good fun. Oh, and it's a great stress reliever too. But imagine this, if you have a six pack and you walk up a flight of stairs and you get out of breath like a smoker who smokes 40 a day, that's kind of going to be a little bit embarrassing. So not only do you want a good looking physique, you want to actually be able to back it up with that fitness and have a body that feels good and gives you energy. You may have heard the saying, there's a difference between being fit and being boxing fit. And being boxing fit will make you feel on top of the world when you're losing weight. So yeah, I am a huge advocate for boxing training, whether it's for competitive reasons or for weight loss reasons. And you can do that at your local boxing gym, solo training at home, doing your own workouts, or training with a friend. But now I want to talk about some nutrition and give you some tips on this topic. I want to get us both on the same page here and see if you agree or disagree with me. We all know what we should be doing with nutrition, right? And we kind of know what we probably shouldn't be doing when trying to lose weight. Do you agree or disagree? Because we all know not to eat loads of takeout food or go to McDonald's every day or eat loads of chocolate or eat loads of sweets and crisps. But if we know that, then what is really stopping us from losing weight? Simply, we all have different circumstances and we can't all afford a private chef and nutritionist to have at home with us and cook for us. So it is quite easy to grab foods which are convenient at the time, but maybe don't aid our weight loss journey. And sometimes that's just not in our control. But these foods like chocolate, biscuits, crisps, sweets, takeout food, you can still include them in your diet, but we just need to try and look at moderating these. So rather than going balls deep in a packet of chocolate hobnobs every time you have a cup of tea, try and hold back and just moderate how much you're eating of that. Because it's about making them better choices consistently and being aware of them, which is what will help you lose more weight. And the next important thing to note is that there is a big difference between fat loss and weight loss. I know we all want to get on the scales and see 5 pounds drop off every single time, but that's certainly not what you should be aiming for. Now let me break this down. Weight loss can happen for multiple reasons. You could take your clothes off and weigh less on the scales. You could go to the toilet and then weigh even less on the scales. You might still have food digesting in your system, which might make you be heavier on the scales. So just think of it like this. Your weight is going to fluctuate up and down all the time, but that doesn't mean that you can't lose fat and you're not making progress. So now if we look at fat loss, this is a longer term process and refers to lowering the body fat levels that you hold. And this process should be a little bit slower. It may mean that the scales aren't going to always go down, but if you can lose like 3 kg in 1 week, you're probably going to put that 3 kg straight back on if you're doing something that's not sustainable and slow enough to maintain it long term. And if you just lose weight quickly, then put it back on quick, you're going to go through this cycle, a very vicious cycle of getting really frustrated as your weight goes down and then it comes back up. And you'll never know what to do from there. And just a quick one, if you get any questions at any point during this video, be sure to drop a comment below as I'll be happy to help and answer your questions. And if you also want to learn how to lose your next 4 kg of fat in the next 4 weeks whilst mastering the basics of boxing and doing boxing training, which is something more enjoyable, then check the link in the description, as you can join my private boxing school community with other people just like yourself to learn boxing and lose fat and get in shape. And I'll personally help you do that and provide all the resources to ensure you improve your physique. I'll leave that in the link in the description, but otherwise, let me carry on with this video. Now, I know I'm gatekeeping a secret little formula, which I mentioned at the start of this video, and now I actually want to talk to you about it. Now, this formula is the scientific reason as to why and how you're going to lose fat. And without using this formula, you will not lose fat and make any progress at all. So you have to stick by this. And this formula is what I call the calorie deficit. Well, I'll call it that. That is the term for it. I didn't call it that name, but that is what it's called. Now, a calorie deficit refers to energy balance, which basically means a calorie deficit is burning more calories than you are eating. And if you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose fat. Even if you're doing the keto diet, Slimming World, any kind of crazy diet like that, it doesn't matter what. If you're not in that calorie deficit, you will not lose fat. But there is a problem here, because you now may be thinking, I need to burn more calories and try and burn off maybe the food that you're already eating. However, you can't track how many calories you're burning. And no, even your Apple Watch or your Fitbit is not going to give you accurate data of how much calories you're burning every day. And to be honest, you're not a hamster on a wheel. Your goal should not be to burn as many calories as possible, because you'll end up draining yourself and not enjoying the process. But there's a brighter side to this. You can track how many calories you're consuming. I won't go too much into how to track. There's apps you can use on your phone like MyFitnessPal or Nutricheck, where you basically scan the barcodes of your food and it tells you how many calories you're eating. But I am going to give you something even better. I'm going to give you actual tips that you can start applying today, right now, which is going to aid you in your weight loss journey and help you get them calories down slightly and help you burn more calories. These are going to be dead simple tips which you can just make a small tweaks to your lifestyle and you can start making progress straight away. First things first, I know we don't all love these, but you need to eat more fruit and vegetables. I know it's not just because they're healthy, there's an even better reason as to why you need to eat more of them. Now, most fruit and veg are low in calories, but high in volume, which means you can have a big bowl of vegetables, get really full, make sure it actually stops you being hungry, but the calories are not going to be that high. Try comparing it to this. If you had 1,000 calories worth of chocolate and 1,000 calories worth of vegetables, the chocolate isn't going to look like much, and the vegetable, 1,000 calories of it, that's going to be loads. If you got 1,000 calories of spinach, for example, not that you're going to eat 1,000 calories of spinach, but that is going to be one big, huge bowl. It's going to give you the nutrients you need and it's going to fill you up and actually make you feel better. Whereas the 1,000 calories of chocolate is probably going to leave you feeling a bit lethargic, a bit guilty, and probably isn't going to aid your goals. As I say, you can still include that food, but just in moderation. So simply add more fruit and veg to your meals whenever you can. For example, if you're making a spaghetti bolognese, you can add onion, mushroom, and peppers to it. That's 3 vegetables, and it's going to fill you up without adding on too many calories. Now, the next thing, eat more protein. I know we hear that all the time, and eating protein doesn't just mean you're a big gym bro that wants to get absolutely massive. We all need it. But protein is actually really filling, and you actually burn calories by eating more protein because your body finds it a little bit harder to break down. So we use energy as our body tries to absorb protein, which means the more protein you eat, the more calories you can burn without even doing anything. You're just eating more, but more protein. And if you're doing lots of boxing training too, not only do you just want to lose loads of fat, you actually want to look defined and have the right looking muscles. You want to look athletic. You want to look like you've got a good physique. So protein is going to help repair your muscles after training. You can get protein from lean meats like chicken breasts, low-fat beef mince. Then you get it from most meat and dairy products, but you can also look at things like eggs and non-fat Greek yogurt too as a simple way to up your protein intake. So eat more protein with every single meal and it will help you with your weight loss goals. Now this next tip I think is probably the most important. And this next tip is something you can start today, and I can almost guarantee if you do this method just on its own and ignore everything else in this video, you will probably start losing weight. So it's a great starting point and it's so easy to do as well. Now, I've already said that moderation is key, but you may or may not have heard this before. But portion control is actually a brilliant method for weight loss. Being able to eat whatever you want, your favorite foods, but just controlling the portions is a wicked method for long-term sustainable fat loss. Because you might have a favorite packet of biscuits you like to get, or a favorite takeout you like to get on a Friday night, or maybe some pastries you like from your local coffee shop. You can still eat all of these good foods, but if you look at portion control, you can enjoy them foods, but just have less calories and make your weight loss journey actually enjoyable rather than sitting there deprived, thinking that you want to eat something really good, but you're on this strict diet. Just think with portion control, with your meals, you could have a slightly smaller breakfast, a slightly smaller lunch, and a slightly smaller dinner, and you'll probably start losing weight within the next couple of weeks, easy. Even if it's as simple as having slightly less pasta with your dinner and then adding in more chicken. Simple changes like that makes weight loss so much easier. Now I know this is all easier said than done, right? But if you start applying these tips straight away and stay on track for the next few weeks, you'll probably be impressed with how quick and how easy you can make progress. So what are you waiting for? Go get started and I'll see you soon.